The movie begins with a scene that seems normal at first, but quickly turns deadly. We see a handsome, muscular rideshare driver behind the wheel of a clean, modern car. He is professional and focused on the road. In the back seat sits a passenger who appears completely occupied with a crossword puzzle. However, there is a strange detail. The passenger is constantly fondling a small plastic bag in his lap, his fingers moving nervously. Their destination is a grim, abandoned warehouse, a place where no one should be dropped off late at night. As they pull up to the warehouse, the driver glances in his rearview mirror. The passenger's eyes are closed, appearing to have fallen asleep during the ride. Or perhaps he is just pretending. The moment the driver lets his guard down, the passenger explodes into motion. He lunges forward, throwing that same plastic bag over the driver's head. A violent, silent struggle ensues in the cramped cabin of the car. The passenger suffocates the driver, killing him in cold blood. In a chilling move, the killer doesn't run, and he decides to assume the identity of the man he just murdered. He takes the driver's phone, his app login, and his vehicle. He is now the hunky driver that unsuspecting passengers will trust. The night out turns dark elsewhere. We meet Sarah and her friend Kelly. It's been a long night of drinking and fun, and the two friends are heading home. Sarah is the responsible one, dropping off a very drunk Kelly at her house first. After ensuring Kelly is safe inside, Sarah realizes she needs a way home. She opens her rideshare app and is matched with a driver who looks like a total hunk. Little does she know, this is the killer from the opening scene. As Sarah climbs into the back seat, the killer starts his charade. He is polite and conversational, but while Sarah is just making small talk, he is doing something far more sinister. While they drive and chit-chat, he is actively looking up her social media profiles. He scrolls through her photos and posts, learning about her life, her friends, and her boyfriend, all while maintaining a charming smile in the mirror. The tension begins to spike when the driver pulls into a gas station. He tells Sarah he needs to get gas. While he's outside, Sarah pulls out her phone and texts her boyfriend, Matt, letting him know she's almost home. The minutes start to drag on. The driver doesn't come back. Sarah looks out the window, but the car is isolated, and the driver is nowhere to be seen. She starts to wonder where he went, her anxiety growing into a frantic search with her eyes. Unknown to her, the driver is standing a distance away, hidden in the shadows, watching her panic. He is planning his next move, observing her like prey. Eventually, he walks back to the car with a calm excuse. The card reader was broken, and he had to find an ATM to get cash for the gas money. The accident and the trap as they continue the drive, the conversation takes a dark and unsettling turn. The driver begins talking about preparing for the worst. He asks Sarah if she has anything for protection. She mentions she has pepper spray, but as she pulls it out, the driver points out that the canister is expired. He asks to see it, and while he is showing her the expiration date, he deliberately swerves the car. With a sickening thud, he intentionally hits a homeless person walking on the side of the road. Sarah is absolutely horrified. She is in shock, her mind racing with the weight of what just happened. She has no idea what to do, but the driver is the complete opposite. He is eerily calm and cold, his voice flat as he tells her they are leaving the man behind. He looks at her and manipulates her, saying that she was the one distracting him, and that she is now an accessory to murder. He makes her feel just as guilty as he is. To hide the evidence, he takes the car to an automated car wash. While he is washing the car, Sarah is trapped inside with a man she now realizes is a monster. Terrified and convinced that something is deeply wrong with this man, Sarah tries to find a way out. She manages to call her boyfriend and asks him to pick her up downtown. However, in her panic, she has no idea where she actually is. Mid-call, she feels the driver's eyes on her and has a sudden change of heart. Fearing what he will do if she sounds like she's escaping, she tells Matt she is fine, though her voice is trembling and she sounds totally not fine. Sarah manages to get away from the killer. Briefly inhales a second rideshare, thinking she has left the madman behind. But the killer is always one step ahead. Her phone pings with video messages, live footage of someone watching her every move from another car. Suddenly, the killer's car slams into the back of her new rideshare at full speed. The impact is violent, sending the car off the road and smashing it into a tree. The driver of the second car is killed instantly, and the force of the crash knocks Sarah out cold, When Sarah regains consciousness, she finds herself in the back seat of the killer's car once again. She is disoriented, her head throbbing. This time, the killer drops the act. He holds her at gunpoint and forces her to take the wheel. He makes her log into the rideshare app and pick up passengers while he watches from the back. They pick up a young man named Noah. Noah is very confused by the strange vibe in the car. Sarah tries to drive as terribly as possible, hoping to scare Noah into getting out so he can be safe. Noah eventually decides he's had enough and says he wants to walk. Sarah tries to keep driving non-stop to prevent the killer from getting to him, but the killer, controlling the situation from the back seat, orders her to stop the car. Before Noah can leave, the killer plays the nice guy one last time. He offers Noah a bottle of water. Noah takes a drink, not knowing the water is laced with poison. As Noah walks away, he collapses and dies. The killer forces a devastated Sarah to bury the body. When they return to the car, Sarah sees a moment of opportunity. She hits the star button on the dashboard to call for help and tries to speed away, but the car has been rigged. The killer has a remote control that can override the car's systems. He stops the vehicle, overpowers a struggling Sarah, and ties her up in the back seat. He then drives her back to her friend Kelly's house. The nightmare reaches a new level of horror at Kelly's house. The killer breaks in, armed with a knife. Sarah, still tied in the car, tries desperately to warn her friend. She tries to blare the car horn with her feet, but her shoes keep falling off, making it difficult to get a consistent sound. Her efforts aren't enough. Inside, Kelly is caught off guard and is stabbed to death. Sarah is now a broken woman, battered and bruised after a night filled with murder. The killer, seemingly untouched by the violence, takes her to a restaurant. He sits there eating a steak while Sarah sits in terror. He forces her to text Matt, telling him she's home and safe to keep him away. However, the waitress at the restaurant notices Sarah is in distress, especially after seeing a wound on Sarah's hand. She realizes something is wrong and calls the police. A police officer arrives and runs the plates. He starts questioning the couple. Sarah stays silent, too afraid to speak, while the killer does all the talking. As the tension escalates, Sarah finally gathers the courage to tell the officer that the driver has a gun. But luck is not on her side. The killer is faster, shoots both the police officer and the waitress. In the chaos of the shooting, Sarah manages to slip away and runs out into the middle of the night. The killer eventually finds Sarah washed up on a nearby shore. He drags her back into his car. He can hear the police sirens getting closer, but he isn't worried, as one last trick up his sleeve. He pulls the body of the hot driver from the opening scene out of the trunk. He stages the scene to make it look like that man was the killer all along. He puts a crowbar on the gas pedal, aiming the car at a police blockade. Sarah is locked in the trunk as the car speeds toward a fiery blaze of glory accident. Sarah miraculously survives the crash, a feat she had no business surviving. Matt arrives on the scene and finds her, holding her in his arms as the police assume the dead man in the driver's seat was the culprit. Matt takes Sarah home so she can rest and recover. But the horror isn't over. While they are at the house, the wind chimes outside start going off. Sarah becomes deeply unnerved. She asks Matt to check on the noise. Outside, he finds Kelly's bracelet, a clear sign that the killer is still out there and watching them. Matt tries to tell her she's safe, but he doesn't realize how close the danger is. Suddenly, Matt is shot with a shotgun. The killer is back. Sarah runs into the basement to hide, grabbing a baseball bat as her only weapon. They play a final game of cat and mouse through the house. Sarah manages to light the kitchen on fire to create a barrier before running upstairs. The killer follows her, but as she reaches the top, she throws herself back against him, knocking him over and sending them both tumbling down the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, Sarah finds her final reserve of strength. She wraps her hands around the killer's throat and strangles him to death while sobbing. This man who destroyed her life and killed everyone she loved is finally gone. Sarah escapes the burning house by shattering a sliding glass door and stepping out into the night. The movie ends with a glimpse into Sarah's future. She is now hosting a support group for victims of abuse, using her experience to help others. However, as she gets into her car after a session, the camera shows someone watching her from the shadows. The nightmare might be over for now, but she is still being watched. The movie is end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy interesting movies like this, please like and subscribe.